What's up, Cancer? Welcome to Gemini season. Welcome to your June reading. Happy birthday to you, June Cancers. It's almost your season. I'm really excited, and there's a lot going on this season. Many of you probably already know we are having a solar eclipse in Gemini, which is going to be big, especially in terms of new beginnings. Now, we talk about new beginnings. For you guys specifically, we're talking about 12th house energy with this new moon. And 12th house energy it can be tricky. There's a lot of healing that can come your way at this time, Cancer, which is really, really beautiful, but it's not always the easiest of energy to feel. Now, when we're talking about the solar eclipse or, solar, lunar, whatever, we're talking about kind of looking out in that 6-month mark. So the things that you are actively trying to manifest and do now, hopefully at the end of that 6 months, you kind of see the tangible evidence of it working, right? So 12th house energy, again, lots of healing that can happen for you guys so that you guys are able to move forward on to the next big thing, right? We are also going to be having a full moon in Capricorn, which for you guys is going to be touching on relationships and, your 7th house energy. So, full moons, this can be the coming to the end of a relationship. This could be, maybe just moving up to the next level of relationship. We'll look and see how that plays out in these cards here. But also there's just a lot of activity. Mercury's in retrograde, so excuse me right now, in advance if I stumble across words or say the wrong card or say the wrong sign or say the wrong anything, just because Mercury literally does that to me. I also want to say, if you hear little boy in the background, sorry, it's summer break, okay? Boy is on the PlayStation with his homies having a good time right now. So, okay. Other than that, there's a lot of astrological things going on, but other than that, I think another one that we could really focus on is Venus is in your sign right now, Cancer, which is cute. You guys are feeling probably very loving. People are really attracted to you at this time. Venus being the planet of beauty and love and art and, kind of luxury in that way. I think in that way, you're feeling pretty good. Mars will be moving into Leo on the 11th of this month, which I think is really, really good, especially in terms of your finances. That's going to be your 2nd house energy. So Mars, technically right now as I'm speaking, is in your sign. It's in Cancer. But Mars in Cancer together is kind of like, right? Mars is that planet of aggression and, assertion and war and like going after things. And sometimes it's just really not comfortable in Cancer. So there could have been a lot of back and forth, things going on, maybe some delays, maybe some like resistance to certain things. But as Mars moves into Leo, it's going to be really, really good. It feels very, very comfortable there in a fellow fire sign. And for you guys, this will have a nice impact on your finances and all of that. Now, interesting, you guys got the 5 of discs, which is 5 of pentacles. This is sitting at the bottom of your card or at the bottom of the read. So this is like the unseen energy. Also, you've got the judgment underneath that, I just noticed. Okay. Judgment is about making decisions. It's also about a possible rebirth in something. So there may be something that you guys have been thinking about for a while now, whether it has to do with relationships, your friendship, your intimate relationships, your friendships, your work, all of that. Now, there is a lot of emphasis in stuff put on your finances this month. I want you to be mindful of your finances because 5 of Pentacles, look, it literally says destitution at the bottom. Like 5 of Pentacles can be a difficult energy to be in because this is usually someone who feels left out of something. So, or like it's a card of poverty. It's people who are left out literally physically in the cold. But Pentacles also has a lot to do with your health. So I do think it's really important that at this time you are paying close attention to your eating habits and your level of activity, especially when you are feeling stuck or you are feeling uber emotional. The best way to change emotion, or the quickest way to change emotion, as Tony Robbins always says, is through motion. So getting up, moving your body, eating good things for you, at least on that front, is going to really, really help. Now, You guys have Four of Pentacles or Four of Discs, King of Discs, and the Fool card, which in this deck is beginnings. I do love this. Like I said, there is a lot of potential success you could have in work. I do want to say though too, there's also the potential for a lot of professional competition when it comes to your work. I do feel like a lot of you guys are kind of being seen a little bit more. You know, you're getting put out there more, and that Venus being in Cancer, that Venus being in your energy does help with that. So there might be some professional competition there. Now back to this Four of Discs, which the card says stability, and we've got the Six of Cups that's clarifying it. Some of you guys have been maybe feeling a little distant or kind of standoffish with your partner or to your partner. You got the Six of Cups here, which is soulmate energy, but it is also a very nostalgic energy. Maybe some of you guys are putting a lot of focus in, in family right now, in family matters right now, in the foundations right now, right? We think about your energy. You guys are connected to the home. You are connected to emotional stability. And especially, like I said, Venus being there and Mars there and about to leave, but there's a lot of emphasis on family, family structure, what it is that you want. And some of you guys might be, looking at your family or your kids or something and like saying, yo, that's my why. That's why I'm doing all these things. I want you to be mindful of this Four of Discs because, of course, Four of Discs is an energy of usually holding on to things so tightly because there's almost a fear that it could go, right? But this can also be an energy of someone being quite standoffish, right? They're keeping things close to the chest. They're keeping things just to them. So again, this is going to be a month that brings a lot of healing. There might be a lot of things that come up from the past. Like I said, Six of Cups is very nostalgic, and we're talking about the 12th house energy. That's very, very possible. But if you guys are in like a good and committed relationship, just be mindful how you are with your partner at this time because you might be coming off as a bit standoffish or not connected emotionally. And that could pose other issues for later. Now, King of Discs, funny. I want y'all to tell me who y'all think this looks like. I think that it's quite obvious that this is Chadwick Boseman, right? AKA damn Black Panther. I asked my mom who she thought this looked like, who is a Cancer too, and you know who she said? She said Drake. Drake. Anyways, I'm secondhand embarrassed for her. But King of Discs is, the word on the card is power, and he really is a king that is the king of stability, the king of security. He's very money connected. He's very calm, grounded. He makes a great father. He makes a great husband. He's just a very grounded person. Now, Nine of Cups, again, going back to kind of that healing key of this month, it's really important that you get grounded and feel secure in your feelings. Now, one thing that Gemini season does for all of us, right? Because we go from Aries, I am, to Taurus, I value, to Gemini, I think, and then when we go into your season, we go into I feel. A lot of people at this time, collectively, all of us are looking at the world, looking at, our life, and a lot of us are changing the way we think about things, changing what we thought we wanted for ourselves, changing the way we think things should go, there's so much change, and I think it's a good change. I think this Gemini energy allows us to think about things from a different perspective. And I think that's all really, really good for you. I think some of you guys might be at that place where the things that you thought you wanted are changing, or the things that you thought you needed or were supposed to have or supposed to go for are changing, which I do love that. I do love, and I think that Sagittarius eclipse that we just had, I think that had a lot to do with that too, because that is, if we're talking about Sagittarius energy, we are talking about philosophy. You know, we are talking about higher learning. Maybe some of you guys are going back to school, maybe learning a trade, maybe really, you know, a lot of focus has been on travel. But I do love that this seems like this is a month where a lot of you guys are really, really tackling that healing and really, really doing what it is that you need to do to make sure that you are not only satisfied, but that you're grounded and that you know, you're in a place that you're happy emotionally and you're doing good financially. Like I said, there's a lot of opportunity for growth for financially this month, but there may be some competition there. And look at the bottom of the deck right now, Six of Wands. I love that. That's a victory card. Now we've got this New Beginnings, which is the Fool card. Fool is the first card in the major arcana. You know, the Fool really requires us to kind of take a risk, which, no shade, because I'm a Cancer rising. Sometimes I feel like that can be like a waste of time saying that to a Cancer, you know. Take a risk, do the thing. It can be. But I think with this new perspective that a lot of you guys have gained, that's exactly where you're going. Now you got the Ten of Swords that's clarifying it. Ten of Swords is not an easy energy to have. What I do love about these together, this Ten of Swords being with the Fool card or the Beginnings card, is you got literally an ending of something and the beginning of something else. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with an air sign person, right? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. That Fool card is connected to Uranus energy, which is connected to Aquarius. So definitely maybe an Aquarius, but it looks like there's an end of something, Five of Wands. And for a lot of you guys, it's the end of the internal conflicts that you guys have with yourself. The back and forth dialogue that's not conducive for where it is that you want to be, right? I think a lot of this month for you, which is interesting because we've got the solar eclipse, you know, in Gemini, which is, you know, ruled by Mercury, all about communication. This kind of, for you guys, changes the way you guys deal with and communicate with yourself, right? Which in turn will change everything, the Star. Yeah, there's a lot of healing that's going to come this month. It may not be the easiest at all the times, but it's going to be very productive, and I think you guys will be very, very happy about it. Now in your environment, you've got the High Priestess. Some of you guys might be dealing with another water sign. Some of you guys might just be dealing with someone who's extremely spiritual, psychic even, right? But it's interesting because, you got the Seven of Cups. Options. There's a lot of options being thrown your way this time. Like I said, I think you guys are going to be, this is a really great time that you're going to be able to flex in terms of your career. If you're an artist especially, a lot of people are going to be hearing about you, which is really, really great. So it opens up other doors. In that regard, if that sounds like it's you or any capacity of work that you do, just make sure that you are using your intuition to really fill out the people, the projects, the whatever this is, the relationship, so that you're making sure that it all aligns with what it is that you actually want for yourself, what it is that you're trying to do. Because with Seven of Cups, yeah, you got options, but not all options are good options, right? Going back to some of you guys who may be dealing with a air sign, you've got the Queen of Swords here. So maybe even for those of you guys who have been in a relationship, situationship, where things maybe have been in limbo, don't be surprised if those conversations come up, especially around that full moon in Capricorn that's going to be hitting directly your 7th house of relationships. I want to pull one more card for this. Now, and be prepared, honey, because Queen of Swords, she comes ready. She comes ready with her little sword, honey. For For some of you guys, this might talk about an end. You got 5 of discs twice. Situationships will be checked this month for sure. Now, next up, you've got the 6 of discs, which is 6 of pentacles, balance. Okay. I will say, on a romantic note, situationships are going to be challenged. For many of you guys, it's almost like the ultimatum's coming up, like, okay, what you gonna do? Is you here or is you not? Right? Because I feel like if this is the case, if that Queen of Swords, you know, it almost feels like there's someone opposite of you, and this could be you too, right? This could be flopped because it is a general reading, but it's almost as if someone is saying like, hey, this isn't substantial enough. What is this? Like, what are we doing? Are we playing or what are we doing? Like, are we wasting time? Are we dating? Are we going for it? Do you love me? Say the words. Like, what? But for some of you guys, this brings, it almost forces you to step up to the plate, right? And bring more balance. Because if this is a situationship, and if that is kind of the thing, I don't feel like you guys want to lose this person. 6 of discs is about the balance, right? When we look at it in the original cards, you see the scale. So it's almost like Libra. So maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Libra. But, and King of Cups is your energy, whether you're a man or a woman. King of Cups is elevated by now, right? This is someone who's the most mature of their suit. So it almost feels like there might be a conversation that kind of serves as a wake-up call to some of you guys, right? But what it does, because I do feel like some of you guys don't want to let this go, is it brings to you the opportunity to, I don't want to say kind of prove yourself, but kind of like to get more balance. Because what it seems is like the balance was off. It almost feels like either you or another person were giving way more to a situation than the other person was. I'm just going to say it feels like you guys weren't giving as much just because of the way that the cards are out. Again, take it as it resonates. But here we see bringing more balance to the situation. So whether that's financially, whether that's, you know, I always plan everything, you never plan anything, or I always call you, you never call me, or I always, whatever it is, it feels like balance is going to be restored. I think a lot of you guys, part of the problem was this fear and almost this mind games that, yeah, Cancer can absolutely play with themselves that was holding you back. And I almost as, you know, a defense mechanism, which Cancer will often do, right? That's why you guys have the shell. You guys can just go into the shell and close it down and okay, whatever. But this is different. Like you can't just do that, right? So I think that whatever this is, if you guys were in a situationship or are in a situationship where, you know, maybe the other person feels like they're giving so much and you're not exactly, or, you know, you're moody, like sometimes they feel like you like them and other times they feel like you don't, which Cancers also do. Trust me, again, Cancer rising, I'm not even talking shit. I'm a Libra sun and a Cancer rising, so I got the moodiness bad. I get it. But whatever it was making it so that for some of you guys, your partner was like, I'm about to leave you. Like, because this isn't cute and I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel secure, you know? But by this being brought to your attention, it gives you the opportunity to choose to do something different. And I think that that's really good for you. Now you got an Ace of Wands, which is beautiful. This is new beginnings that are passionate and fun. It's like the new spark, the new inspiration. So again, if you're in a situationship, this could be literally connected to that. But Wands are about career as well, and Wands are about taking action. And I do think that a lot of you guys are stepping into a new space, especially in terms of career. Now, when Mars goes into Leo, it's going to be really, really good for you guys. Really, really good. Things are going to be coming at you fast. Okay? This happens on the 11th. Things are going to be coming at you fast. A lot of opportunities, especially in work, and which might even bring more opportunities in travel. Hell, for some of you guys, this might require a move of something. But things are moving along nicely whenever Mars gets to Leo. Death. It almost feels like something has to end in order for something else to begin. Scorpio energy is here with the death card. You guys might be dealing with the Scorpio. Let me do one more thing. One more card. Conflict. Yeah, okay. Listen, Five of Wands. I think there's death to the conflicts. Five of Swords is here. Yes. Okay, King of Swords. This is making so much sense. Okay. This is great. This is great. So it feels like for some of you guys who are getting this pep talk this month, it actually really does something great because it changes the way that, you know, you move and they move in this relationship. I think there's maybe, if this is like a relationship, it feels like there are things that you weren't aware of that maybe you were doing, or there are things that the other person wasn't aware of that they were doing because you guys weren't having these kind of deep conversations. Everything just kind of felt surface level, even though there was an acknowledgement that there are strong feelings, you know, all these things. It's like, I don't want to touch this too much because I don't want to argue. I don't want to have a, you know, I don't want to. Like, there was something that it feels like, Cancer, you and your partner have been avoiding. But it's actually really, really necessary because by trying to avoid that thing, you're actually creating it. You know what I mean? Like, you're actually calling it into your life. So communication is the best answer. And I think that you guys will be having a talk, which is really, really necessary in order to move forward. And the relationships that are just not meant to be, I feel like those will naturally fall off. I really feel like there's nothing much you have to, or, you know, you have to do about that. That's going to be whatever it is. But for those of you in a situationship, just be mindful that there may be something that's being addressed this month in order for you guys to work on the relationship. And for many of you, it does feel like you want to work on the relationship, but just the fact that you were either too fearful or just weren't even aware that your other the partner was feeling that way. So this is a great awareness for you guys. This is a month of healing. This is a month where, yes, it may feel a little tricky. It may, you know, there might be times where you want to be by yourself. You might feel a little secluded. You might just want to stay in solitude. Things might get very emotional, right? But there's healing at the end of the day and new beginnings happening here too. But I think you have to talk about things that make you uncomfortable. So if you are a Cancer who loves to table stuff, like, oh, can we table that? Can we get back to it later? Now is later. Like, now is later. And it's really important too because, again, like I said, this solar eclipse in Gemini, you know, it projects out for the next 6 months. So what do you want things to look like for yourself? What do you want life to look like? What do you want? What kind of relationships do you want? What kind of job do you want? Like, these are all things to be mindful of and to be paying attention to and to be striving for at this time. So there you have it. You got attracting, not chasing. It says anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of fear's underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. So every day, walking around in love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Not too worried about trying to, you know, take possession of the things. And I don't really think that that's where you guys are at. Of course, this is a reminder. But also, I think in your being nonchalant, some of you in this certain relationship, it's causing you to actually read as not interested. When I think what you're trying to do is kind of have this attract, not chasing energy, but just be mindful because it's not reading that way to other people. Okay. Now, you got 2 cards that fell out together, which is deception and soulmate. Deception, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. These read together, the first thing I thought was, oh, someone is like, it's almost like you're trying to fight. Some of you guys have strong feelings for this person and you're trying to fight it. You're trying to find something wrong. You're trying, right? You're trying all the things because there's a lot of fear here based on the past, based on whatever, based on your own ideas of your self-worth. But these are all things that this month brings to the table for you to be worked on, you know, to work on. So It's going to be a powerful month, Cancer. It's going to be a lot going on, a lot of emotions flying around, but a lot's going to come out of it. So get to it. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye, Cancer.